So you want to hear a funny story about how lazy I am? I sit down, I get ready to record. Right? Now mind you, I've spent the 5 hours since I got home from work just playing Terraria. They've put so much new shit in that game and I have to start all over again. Because now I'm playing on Xbox One. And all my good shit's on Xbox 360. So fuck my ass. I have to start all over again. And so I'm just playing the shit out of that game, having a great time, building some fun contraptions. And so I sit down, I get ready to record, turn on the camera, right? And then I'm like, ugh, the AC's still on. So I get up and I think to myself, I wish I had a remote for this fucking thing. Man, the next place I move to, I want to have a remote for the AC. Not gonna happen, but I would like that. That would be cool. So I just beep. But so then I come back, I sit down, I look into the camera, right, to see my set, and the flag is down because I was poking around in my movies. So I'm like, fuck. And here's how lazy I am. Ready? Everything up to this point is almost normal. I actually started working out in my head an entire pulley system that I could have here and here that would just be strings that I could just put that flag up and then pop it down, put that flag up, you know. Dude, that's how lazy I am. Anyways, so over the weekend I was at my parents' house doing laundry, like I do, and we're watching the news, you know, like you do. When the world is fucking politics, you'd sit around and watch the news. We used to watch fucking things like Lost. We watched like the entirety of House together, me and my parents. Just fucking on the weekends when I went to go and do laundry. Every fucking weekend we watched an episode of House. All manner of crazy shit, right? Now we watch the news. God damn it. So, everything else sucks, I gotta admit. So, we're watching the news, and they're going over the press conference, they're talking about the president taking questions from the reporters, whatever. And, dude, I gotta tell you, I think the fucking president's done with this shit. He's like, yes, you know, calls on this fucking reporter, and he's like, do you think... Now, alright, let me set the stage. Here's the way they set it up for me. I don't know how it actually happened in full context. Whatever. So, they have a doctor come up, and he's talking about when it gets warmer, when the summer hits, it'll be good, kill the virus, a lot more sun, UV rays, you know, that whole fucking thing. Thank God we have a big ozone layer hole, you know, right? Let's kill off the virus, and it'll get better, hopefully. That's what he's up there saying, right? So the president stands up there. What do you want? And the guy's like, do you think it's a good idea to tell people to go outside because it's warm? And I'm like, and the president's like, alright, here we go. And I'm like, oh shit. He's like, look, I got a doctor up here, he's telling you what he thinks. Fucking what the fuck do you want from me? Like, man, you people asked me to come up with every fucking solution I could possibly think of. I'm stretching so far as to disinfect the inside of the human body. Now look. He said that shit. And I didn't see that either, because, man, like, the president's over it. I'm a citizen. I should be over it long before the president, right? So I just catch the highlights at this point. So, the fuck was what was I even talking about? Anyways, the president's fucking done, man. He's like, nah, fuck this shit. I saw one clip, this lady's like, how many lives is an acceptable loss for this tragedy? And the president's like, what? And actually, I think it was a dude. I don't know. It was some person, and they were like, "How many lives is acceptable?" And he's like, "How about none? How about none lives?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's awesome." Like any other president, that would be a fucking quote. How many lives are acceptable, Mr. President? None. None lives. Donald Trump. What do you think, fucking Donald Trump coins? None. None lives. What a beautiful fucking moment. And he's just like, he's just getting fucking tired of it. The stupid fucking questions. Oh, I was going to talk about disinfecting the inside. Alright. So, like, I watch Tim Pool. You guys know that, because he's like my headline. Like, Tim Pool's pretty much my newspaper. If I don't watch Tim Pool, I didn't read the paper. You know what I mean? I don't know what's going on. I get my news from him. So if you're here from Tim, and like you're noticing a lot of similarities, hopefully my take is different enough. I have kind of more of a cold-hearted. I'm like cold-hearted Tim. I'm leaning to the right Tim. I'm anti-Tim. I'm still in the center, pretty much, but I'm not stupid. And I'm not fucking blind. And I remember shit that happened in the past. And shit isn't new to me until after the first time it happens. Whereas with Tim, I think sometimes it becomes new to him after like the 500th time it fucking happened. Anyways. So, yeah. I'm like anti-Tim. I'm giving you the anti-Tim perspective. Anyways. So, yeah. Tim was talking about, there was a study about some sort of food grade hydrogen peroxide that you could aerosolize and like huff it, for lack of a better term, and like, you know, you could disinfect your lungs. And like I don't know, there was another study that my dad told me about where they were taking UV lights and sticking them down their people's throat, shining them into their lungs, and apparently it was killing off viruses and shit like that. So I don't know. So the president comes out and says, what do you think about disinfecting the inside of the human body? Wouldn't that be fucking something, right? And the guy goes, yeah, we can't do that because people would die from that. And he's like, well, yeah, you know, we only use that for surfaces, but wouldn't it be sweet? Essentially is the way I took it. Right? That was essentially the way I took it. Wouldn't it be fucking cool if we could do that, right? And everybody went, oh, what a fucking idiot. Asking stupid fucking questions. What a stupid fucking question. And then Tim finds out, yeah, they've been working on that. Because you know what? At some point, somebody said, what do we always tell people when it's flu season? Make sure you clean your hands, clean your place, you clean shit, be clean, right? You know, viruses and germs everywhere, be clean, right? If only you could do that inside the body just as easily, just rub it down good, right? If only there was some way to do that. Wouldn't that be cool? I think that would be amazing. If you're like, I think I'm feeling a little sick, and you huff your disinfectant, whatever the fuck, and not sick, because you got that shit before it could really root into you, you know, or whatever. Like, maybe it's not the end-all cure for everything. You know, my dick can't really huff anything, so that's out of the question. But, like, you know, maybe it could be the cure for the common cold, or at least for people who are quick enough to, you know, understand their body enough, self-aware enough, and understand their body enough to grab their little huffer. Maybe, you know, maybe the THC people can work on that. They're getting good with that kind of shit. You're extracting chemicals and making it huffable and all that kind of stuff, right? Or the vaping people. Might not want to have them involved. But nevertheless, maybe THC people, I mean the CBD people could get, could get involved in that shit and then make, special canisters. That'd be fucking great. But yeah, wouldn't that be cool? It would be cool. Yeah. Somebody's gonna ask the fucking question, come up with the thought process for it, and I've come up with the marketing, right? And now smarter people than me have to actually take the idea, run with it, and come up with the chemical shit with it. Come up with the science. Figure it out. Figure it out! Like, look how far we've progressed in science. You know what's really funny to me? There's this meme that it's like the Star Trek predicted the future, right? And it shows good old Spock with the fucking tricorder, and they're like, cell phone, And then they show, I think, Picard with a data pad, and they're like, iPad. You know what I mean? And then I think it was Voyager, they have some sort of glasses thing, and they have the smart glasses, right? You know what I mean? Like, that shit used to be science fiction. You want to talk about flying cars, motherfucker? Grab your tricorder and tell me about it. Like, you fucking seriously? So yeah, the impossible can become possible, right? 2001: A Space Odyssey. Space station. It was about a space station, wasn't it? What do we got flying around up there right now? Provided you believe in the sphere. If you're not believing the lie that is NASA, or no, if you are believing the lie that is NASA, right? Then the fucking... right? So... I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. The man asking the fucking question, he came up with a thought. Wouldn't that be cool? Wouldn't it be cool if we could just like super zap people with UV rays? Just make a UV light so powerful that it can actually penetrate the fucking skin into the bloodstream. Right? Isn't ultraviolet light like a form of radiation? Isn't it like an extraordinarily weak form of radiation? Could we figure out a way to concentrate that shit? Some sort of fucking prisms or something? I don't fucking know. And concentrate that shit and, like, turn up the rads and like irradiate some water with UV radiation? I don't fucking know. Like, but hey, wouldn't it be cool if we could have a phone in our pocket and also a personal computer and also every fucking thing you could ever want? This is really just in it. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Like, it's actually kind of funny. Just fucking around in Terraria today. And I'm starting to piece together items for, like, one of the ultimate fucking things. And, I actually got one of the pieces that, like, leads you pretty much to the end. Like, it's a fucking weird tree. It's a whole lot of shit that you have to make more and more stuff that all combine together. And then you get one item to combine with the last thing. And it becomes a cell phone. And the cell phone, what the description of it, it says, tells you everything. So, yeah. Somebody asked the fucking question, could we ever get a device small enough to fit in our hands that we could fucking have tell us everything? To be thousands of times, if not millions of times, more powerful than computers were in the fucking 90s. Certainly in the 80s, right? I mean, in the 80s, what was it, in the 80s, like, a computer... The tower, the thing that we know as the tower, like filled the entire room. They shrunk that down to this. So, I mean, it's fucking smartwatches, dude. You ever seen one of those motherfuckers? Ridiculous. And, yeah, Dick Tracy. Predicting the future. It used to be science fiction. He asked the question. I don't think he's stupid. There are no stupid questions. There's only stupid people. And the stupid people are the ones that make fun of people for asking stupid questions, because stupid questions can ultimately sometimes lead to amazing things. I don't know, but he asked the fucking question. And it's like, he asked the question, and the doctor answered the question. You know, we don't have the science for that kind of stuff, and they would kill people if they tried it now, so don't do that. And you go, okay. And right? But the media decided, well, we're going to answer that shit, too. And they answered it, that's the stupidest fucking question. You're going to kill everybody. Oh, everybody's going to die. Like, it's got to be fucking infuriating to be second-guessed literally every step of the way, and yet to be right more or less every step of the way. Like, pretty damn fucking close. He's at least batting, I don't know, like a .7. He's got to be batting at least a .7. Come on. He's done a pretty fucking bang-up job. He like jumped on this shit in January before any of us were paying attention to it. So, right, and I guess it was funny because I was actually watching one of the things because they're great comedy. And I was watching one of the press conferences, and the doctor there, you know, they're like, what was the timeline of you giving the president advice and him doing something, right? Because they're making sure to say that he was so slow. And I think it was Dr. Fauci was up there, and he's like, well, on January 28th, or whenever the fuck it was, we asked the president and advised him that he should shut down travel between, you know, U.S. and China. And on the 29th, he did. And on whatever date, we told him that he should shut down travel to the UK. And the next day, he did. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and he went through all of it. And I'm just like, just thinking of poor Adam Schiff, like, oh, dude. Like, that dude, I don't know what kind of a career he... Like, this is all I know of him. I have no idea what kind of career he had up to this point. But no matter what it was, he's just fucking shitty Schiff from here on out. He's just going to be, oh, such a disgrace. The man that fired 3 times and couldn't hit Donald Trump. And that's until he tries for a 4th. I wonder how many impeachments Donald Trump's going to leave office with under his belt. Be great if it's like 3 or 4. And then people start keeping track of that. You know what I mean? Like, because this is probably going to be a standard thing. The next Republican, like, honestly, you think this shit's going to end with Donald Trump? Like, we're going to have to, those of us who are on the side of not ridiculousness, we're going to have to really vet our candidates hardcore and really figure out who can deal with this level of frustration and attack and constant just shit in your face. Like, who's going to be able to deal with it? Because it isn't going to stop with Donald Trump. I really honestly don't think it's going to stop with Donald Trump. The next person is going to be just as fucking scrutinized and fucked with. And oh my God, as long as there's a Democrat in office, it's just going to be pandemonium. Every fucking presidency. Well, at least I'll always have something to bitch about.